then you put your squeaker card number in there. It doesn't, you won't see the ticket. I gotta leave soon because I just didn't have time. Tohoku Shinkansen to Tohoku someday with my family. But so there's a lot of people putting comments up there about different things that happen. Like they're a totally different outlook on the city that you love. Affect my judgment here about Tokyo, being in Kabukicho, and to love the city that you were in at all. And I understand fully, and as a YouTuber, people don't want to be in cameras, and I don't want to put people in cameras. I look like somebody, she doesn't like people videotaping people, and I wasn't even videotaping. You will see, there was a lot of people walking around. Somebody mentioned that, chase the chase. In Japan, in my 12 years, 365 times 12 and plus. And then that was a good video. Why you do? Be careful, be careful. And I know this world is for them. This world is not for you. This world is I never, and you are no longer. You lose awareness. That's what it is. It's an illusion. Worst case scenario, I just buy another jacket if I want it. Yes, it would have been different if it was a guy because I would have had to use more strength. If it did was I would have just put him down and let go, or she let go. So hey guys, this is BSP Japan here. I'm around Tokyo Station, getting ready to get on my Shinkansen here in a little bit. I was supposed to meet a good friend of mine up in the Ueno station, but things got kind of crossed up, and I want to kind of explain something to you guys about that, how this thing works. So I bought, and I will always be buying my Shinkansen tickets through the e-ticket, right? So I buy an e-ticket and Ekinet. So when you use your Suica card, when you buy an e-ticket, then you put your Suica card number in there. It doesn't, you won't see the ticket, like the amount won't show up on your Suica card, but what will happen is the ticket will know that that's you because you put the number in, right? When you go to click it, to the machine. So today I went from Tokyo Station to Ueno. And so I was supposed to meet my friend, and he was at another station. So I was like, okay, where are you? And he said he was at the Starbucks, so at the New Days. So I went looking for him through the station. I clicked to get back into the station to look for him. I clicked again, and then when I clicked again, that was my mistake. It put me into the Shinkansen side of the station. And so when I went to go back out, it didn't let me out. So I talked to the attendant and I told her what happened. And she said, well, you're going to have to pay some money here or go back to Tokyo and pay for your Shinkansen ticket thing. So I ended up going back to Tokyo Station because I got to leave soon because I just didn't have time anymore to hang out with my friend because I would have to go through all this mess. And she had told me to go back to Tokyo Station and explain to them what happened. Apparently what she was trying to think was that I was going to be able to get out of paying the 1,050 yen that I had to pay from Ueno to Tokyo Station on the Tohoku Shinkansen. It was only one stop, but I had to pay that much. The good news about that is that I rode the Tohoku Shinkansen for the first time, so I can put that on there. It was just a little one-station ride, but hey, I rode on it. I rode on the Tohoku Shinkansen. I will be taking the Tohoku Shinkansen to Tohoku someday with my family, but I rode on it for the first time today, so that was a good news right there. So things work out. I didn't get to see my friend before I leave, but when he gets back to Japan, we'll be hooking back up again because he's moving to Japan in January anyway. So and he just has to get to know the train lines, I think. So he's working on that. So now that I got that out the way, I want to tell you guys, give you some kind of an afterthought on what happened in Kabukicho. I did go back to Kabukicho the very last night I was in Kabukicho for a minute. I wasn't looking for the girl. I was just going there because I wanted to get the trains. I like to take the trains from above in Kabukicho because it's really nice. And then I left, of course. But as you've seen, I got assaulted on that video. And there's a lot of people putting comments up there about different things that happen, like their take on things. One guy, I had some negative comments up there, which you gotta get those. And I just want to say, negative comments do not bother me, no way, shape, or form at all. I am not going to change my mind about Japan just because of an incident that happened to me. I am not changing the way I do things because of an incident that happened to me. I am always going to be who I am. That is because that is the kind of person that, to me, being the way I am rises me above the bull. Okay, because what happens in life is you get stuck making decisions based on what others have done to you, or what other things, or what things are going on, right? So, for example, you might like say you like a city, and all of a sudden something bad happens in that city. Just one little tiny incident happens to you, and all of a sudden you have a totally different outlook on the city that you loved all your life, right? And then what happens is you start to get that negative thought process going in your mind about the place that you always liked, and then it just spirals out of control, and before you know it, the city that you once loved, you're hating it. See, well, if you let that happen, then that's going to happen to you. So, for example, if I turn around and make that incident that I had affect my judgment here about Tokyo, being in Kabukicho, going everywhere I want to go, then this beautiful city that I'm walking around in will no longer be beautiful to me, and that is not going to happen with me, okay? Because that's not the kind of person that I am. Because to me, the better play here is to rise above it and to love the city that you were in even more. And I since that incident, I love this city even more than I did before my assault. Just walking around here to show you guys what's going on. So I wanted to put that out there because there were some negative comments made, of course, and people were like, well, why are you videotaping her and whatnot? Why are you putting cameras on people? I just want you to know, I don't put cameras on people at all. And I understand fully, and as a YouTuber, which I'm going to have to start calling myself, because I wasn't trying to be a YouTuber, but that's what I am. I'm a YouTuber. And so as a YouTuber here, I understand the rules. I know that when you, hi guys, what's up guys? Good, man. So when you don't put a camera on somebody, see, it's like this guy walking by me right now. If you turn the camera on a person, you stay on that person, that's illegal. You can't do that, okay? So what you do is you walk around and you just go on your path and you just keep moving. Ooh, that looks good, I might try that. You keep moving and you don't worry about it. You don't put it on anybody. People don't want to be in cameras, and I don't want to put people in cameras, but sometimes people happen to get in the camera. Now, I want to stress that when after that lady assaulted me, and I left while I was still talking on the camera, I didn't know that she had got into the camera. See, because I remember saying on my video that, hey, I don't know if she's on the video, and I don't think she's on the video, but she attacked me. I never knew that she had got actually in front of me before she started hitting on me until I played the video again. I was like, oh, she did get in the video a little bit. So I used her face and plastered it on my YouTube channel because that's the person that attacked me. So if anybody in Japan sees that and knows who that is, they're gonna let her know, or they're going to, she can still be reported for an assault. So that's how things work. I'm not gonna change the way I do things, guys. I'm not gonna stop doing my videos. I'm not gonna stop, going through Kabukicho and doing videos. I will be doing another video in Kabukicho next time I'm here, trust me. And because the message that I was trying to get out to you guys is how this thing works. It's not just Kabukicho. There's a lot of different areas in Tokyo and Japan that you can go to and get those services and whatnot. You don't have to go anywhere to get the services. I just put those websites up there so you can kind of see, what is out there. But I'm not going to change the way I do things, guys, for nobody. And I think that's the way you have to be. And, look, I believe in the afterlife and, and how things work in the bardo. And, my soul may have called for that experience to test me, because I caused that experience because I happened to be in Kabukicho doing a video, and a lady just happened to come out of nowhere, and, I'm just walking around here looking for see what they got to eat. Walk out of nowhere and start attacking me, maybe because she thought I was Johnny Somali, maybe because she I looked like somebody she knew, which is what my first impression was. But when I watched the video again and I heard what she said, I was like, oh, maybe she's thinking I'm the Johnny Smiley guy, or maybe she just doesn't like people videotaping people, and I wasn't even videotaping her. And in fact, I want to stress this too, guys. There were a lot of people walking around there doing videos, not just myself. If you look at the video, you will see there was a lot of people walking around there with videos in Kabukicho. I actually did 2 videos that night in Kabukicho. I did, I'm trying to see what they got to eat here. I did, the first one I did was for my Tokyo 64 channel. So, because I wanted to I'm going to be uploading that when I get home. Ooh, they got some Hokkaido soup curry. I really like that Hokkaido soup curry. I might have to go down and get that. But yeah, I haven't had Hokkaido soup curry since I've been to Sapporo. That looks really good. I may have to go get me some of that. I was going to go over to this place called Matsumoto's in Hibiya Park, which is a nice park. Hibiya Park is nice, but I think I'm going to hang around the station because I want to kind of get some time to look for some presents for my kids. I know, well, I got my son something. I want to get my daughter something. So if you look at some of these stores, my wife something. So see what's up. But no, I'm just telling you guys. So I'm not going to change the way I do things. I know somebody mentioned that Chase the Traveler got attacked. Well, that's Chase the Traveler. Everybody's different. There's people out here that done videos for years that have never got attacked. This is my first time getting assaulted in Japan in my 12 years of living here, and my 12 plus years because I've also been visiting back and forth all this time. So I've never had that experience, and I more than likely never will have that experience again. So am I going to sit up there and worry about, if you just do 365 times 12 and plus, and then one time out of that it happens to me, and then I'm going to just change up my game? No. And it can happen to me every single day of the week, and I'm still not going to change up my game. You see what I'm saying? Because that is not the way I am. That is not who I am as a person. I don't see, because when you do that, when you change your game up, you are changing the game. You are making decisions based on fear. And fear is not good for a person, to be fearful. Okay, because when you finally leave this planet, get out of this unit you're walking around in, then when you go, because you are going to answer to yourself. That's who you answer to. People keep thinking the answer to this supreme. There's no supreme being. The supreme being is you. So when you have to go answer to you, when you get your life, your life is reviewed in front of you, should you get to that point, should you not pass those first stages of the Bardo, then when you get that, start getting things thrown in your face about the true nature of yourself and what you faced and how you handle it, those demons that are coming in your head are going to be demons that are created by your fears. If you don't have the fear, then you don't have to worry about it. If you got the fear, then you have to worry about those demons, those whatever you fear are going to come back out. So that's just some thoughts that I just put in there, things that I've been studying recently, been learning and whatnot. But still, I'm not going to change the way I do things, guys. That is not me. I'm not going to change it. I'm going to continue to make these videos. I'm going to continue to spread information around. I think that was a good video. It was good information for people. Like I told you, I'm going to share the good, the bad, the ugly about this beautiful place I live in, and I'm not going to change my mind one bit. That one Japanese woman or that one incident is not even a speck of dust in the universe, okay? And that's the way you have to face it. You don't sit up there and you don't say, oh, you shouldn't do this, you shouldn't do that. Why you do, be careful, be careful. And I know to be careful, I really appreciate that. That shows consideration. I really appreciate it. But I live in a country where we are at one with the environment, and that is the difference, quite a big difference from the West. I am standing amongst these people. I am at one with these people, and that's I think is the beauty of the Buddha nature, is that you learn how to be one. You learn to get off this duality thing, and you learn to understand how things work. The Westerners, they think this world is for them. This world is not for you. This world is, you are in this world. This is just all this shit's an illusion. What you see is not really what you see. Okay? So I want to point that out, guys. So I just wanted to get up here and say that, let you guys know that I am okay. I am fine. In fact, funny thing is I never once got angry with this person, because I'm trying now my best not to get angry at anything. Because when you get angry, what you do is you really hurt your karma, and you are no longer, you lose awareness. That's what it is. What I learned with that experience, guys, what I noticed with that experience, what the beautiful thing is that when this lady was coming at me, I immediately knew. I didn't even really look at her hands that close, but I already knew that her hands were empty. I just knew. Maybe I had a quick glance, but I saw empty hand. So therefore, my thinking was, no matter what this woman does, she can't hurt me. I was only mainly concerned about the jacket I was wearing because I just happened to like that jacket. But even if she had ripped that jacket up, am I going to change the way I think about things? No, because that jacket is just a material item. It's an illusion. Worst case scenario, I just buy another jacket if I want it, because all this shit's illusion. I'm not going to have this shit forever. I'm not going to have these nice things forever. You know, these things are going to disappear off, you know, because I'm going to lose them when I leave, or I could lose them during this lifetime. So none of this shit. I don't get, this camera I'm holding could be gone. So, you know, nothing means anything to me. I don't need anything. I don't need anything. And I think you got to get to that point where you don't need anything, because you suffer because of things that you want. Your wants are the ones that's creating your suffering. See, so you know, when I go out and get me a new car, another car, is because I choose that experience. I'm not getting it because, oh, so and so got one, so I got to have one. No, so and so gonna have all he want. You know, so and so gonna have a Ferrari. I'm not a Ferrari guy. So and so gonna have a Peugeot. I'm not a Peugeot guy. Okay, you know, I like different cars at different moments in my life. Maybe now I may not be a Mercedes man anymore. I may not be a Porsche man anymore. I don't know. You know, it's solely up to me as a human being to what I choose to purchase. And like I said, I'm not purchasing to keep up with Jones and nothing like that. I just purchase it because that's what I choose, that I feel like I want to purchase. So I think that I'm trying to, at the same time I'm doing these videos, I'm trying to educate people on, these are beautiful. I'm trying to educate people on my transformation here and how you can transform yourself once you get out of the matrix. In the matrix, you got this, trust me guys, you got this big Western chip on your shoulder. I had the chip on my shoulder a long time. Being from Philadelphia, I had a chip. I honestly know from the skills that I possess that should I have been not aware as I am now, had I been not aware and had I been not wise, that woman that grabbed on me would have had 2 ribs broken already, because I would have broke her ribs and put her down. And some people say, well, if that was a guy, would you have been different? Yes, it would have been different if it was a guy, because I would have had to use more strength. If it was a guy, I would have had to quickly shut my camera off and handle his ass with 2 hands. See, and I wouldn't, like I said, I wouldn't have been. I'm not getting in a fight with people over here in Japan. I don't have to. Basically, what I would have did was I would have just put him down and stayed down and waved the security guy, because they got security guys going over Kabukicho, and say, hey, this guy just attacked me. I want to file charges. That's what I would have done, especially if I got hurt. See, so, you know, I mean, you've seen Johnny Somali get attacked, and his camera get dropped down on the phone or whatever he's trying to use, get thrown on the ground. You didn't see my camera get thrown on the ground. You know, did you notice that? You notice my camera stayed right in my hand. You know, the spin thing that I was going around in circles, because what happens when you get a drunk person on you, or somebody's grabbing on you, what you do is you take him and you go around in circles, and then what I noticed, without her even noticing, is she started getting lower and lower and lower until the point where she had fell on the ground, and I just kind of like let go, or she let go, and because I didn't even have to do anything. It was a judo move. I just kind of spun around, going around, and then her control let her go, and I went ahead and walked away, like I wisely did. You do not, under no circumstances, get into a fight in Japan. You do not, under no circumstances, want to hit anybody. And you know, if you are put in a situation where you need to get the person off of you, your life is not in danger in most cases in Japan. They don't have a weapon on them. They don't have a gun on them. My life was never in danger with this woman. You know, and then I was 100% aware. Had I been angry, I would have done something that would have got me in some serious trouble in Japan. Now, me being a married man, me being here on a spouse visa, no, they can't kick me out of Japan, but could I do time for assaulting somebody? Yes. See, that you can do. And that's not what I'm going to do. My life is too good for me to be in that situation. So with that said, guys, I just wanted you to learn something here, to understand that I am okay. I always will be okay. I have not changed my thought process or my thoughts about this beautiful place I live in, not one iota. And I'm going to continue now. Well, I did change my thoughts. I'm on the same degree. I'm loving it even more. I'm just raising the degree now, even more. Love and hate are the same. Love and hate are the same. They're just separated by different degrees. And I love this country even more now. This experience even more now. So there you go. So this is BSP. I'm going to give me something to eat here. And I will talk to you guys later. I'm out.